I'm here to talk about breastfeeding and vaccinations and my opinion on both of those and what you should do. The bottom line here for both of these things are, it's your child, do what you want, and that's just it. I mean, I don't really have anything negative to say about either of them because I myself did breastfeed, I myself vaccinate my child. So if you are a mother who does not do either of those things, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. It's your child. I don't care. Your circus, your monkeys. So that's the bottom line for this. I just wanted to put a precursor in here because I'm going to be talking negatively about some things because I just personally don't like them. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Breastfeeding. I did breastfeed Sophia from birth till 11 months. She weaned on her own. It went down to 3 times a day, and then it went down to just nighttime and nap time, and then it went down to just nighttime. And then one night I offered the boob, and she turned away from it. And I did it the next couple nights, and she kept turning away from my boob, and that was it. And then she stopped breastfeeding. So she did that on her own. I myself think it's wonderful. I love breastfeeding, and it's not for the weak-willed at all. It's a little tough in the beginning, but the payoff is absolutely so much greater than what you realize until you do it. And so, you know, people who formula feed their child, at least their kid is being fed. But in my opinion, if you can breastfeed your child and you have no excuse to not do so, do it. I mean, I don't understand why, because it's an inconvenience to you, which it really isn't, because you never have to warm up a bottle. You have it everywhere you go, and if you're always with your child, and even if you're not, all you have to do is pump, and then there you go. You know, it's less it's literally zero money. Like, you don't have to pay for formula, you don't have to pay for the special water, the nursery water to give your child to make the bottle. I mean, it's literally and it's, on top of it, it's the best nutrition to give your child, especially if you're a really healthy human being. You know, you don't do drugs and you limit your fast food. Your child's gonna get the best nutrition that they can possibly have. So yeah, I am pro breastfeeding. I love it. I think it's wonderful, and I think every woman who can do it should. Vaccinations, you know what? I understand that, you know, more and more research is coming out about how vaccinations are horrible for your children. They cause autism, all this other stuff. That's okay. I understand that, but that's a very small percentage. It is a severely small percentage compared to the people who don't react that same way. And I understand that, all of a sudden more and more people are becoming autistic from vaccinations, but how can you truly prove that? I mean, I don't know. You know what? Let's just skip over the autism thing. I vaccinate my child, and she's gotten all of her vaccinations, all the extra stuff. Like, she's gotten like the typical ones, for polio, rubella, the Hep B and C, or whatever the hell, all the Heps. She's gotten those. But the random ones that are like, oh, well, you can choose to give your child this, but you don't have to. It's not required, especially for school. You don't have to have this vaccination in order to go to elementary school or whatever. Those ones I do opt out of. I don't understand why people think it's such a horrible thing. I mean, I do get, you can choose to not vaccinate your child, but then you better plan on homeschooling your kid for the rest of its life, because you can't go to school without vaccinations, at least without the, minimal vaccinations that they require you to have, because you can spread diseases by not being vaccinated. And the reason your child is still susceptible to diseases and infections and things like that after being vaccinated is because your child could have a crazy disease that it could be carrying and not have itself, and then give it to your child. The opposite child could have something that you don't know it has because it's just a carrier, and that can pass over to my child who has been vaccinated, but she is not vaccinated against what your child has. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is why you need to vaccinate your kids, because you can still spread diseases without having those vaccinations. Now, I do realize, the flu shot is not necessary. So Sophia has never had a flu shot. I won't give her a flu shot. She never will have to need one unless she works in healthcare, like myself. I do work in healthcare, and you are legally required to have a flu shot, and if you do not, when they give it to you, and if you do not, you're out of a job. So that's just that. Besides myself, I will never give Sophia a flu shot, and because I don't think that is necessary. But the vaccinations against all the, you know, strong diseases that aren't really, you know, are hard to cure or aren't curable, I do vaccinate her. So, and that's just my opinion. I'm a little weary about parents who don't vaccinate their kids, and the only reason being is because their child isn't protected as much as my child, and I don't, you know, it's still a little human being that should be protected against. You know, it kind of comes down to, would you rather have your kid have the chance of, you know, getting autism from a vaccination, or would you rather have the chance of your child not being vaccinated, get a horrible disease that it is either very hard to cure or is uncurable, and have a dead child? I mean, it's literally that serious. I mean, you can have a kid who lives with autism, possibly has autism, or has a horrible disease that it cannot be cured, or it lives through this horrible disease that is eventually curable and then ruins parts of its brain because of the fevers it goes through or the changes it goes through in their body, and then you have a child who is either damaged that way or is dead. I mean, it literally comes down to that. That's just how I feel about it. That's just me. I know there's controversy about it. Both breastfeeding and vaccinations are controversial, but that's just it. That's just my opinion, and that's what this video is here for, because I can share my opinion. A lot of moms will agree with me, and a lot of moms won't agree with me, but that's just that. Like I said in the beginning, if you vaccinate your kid, if you don't vaccinate your kid, if you breastfeed or you don't breastfeed, whatever, it's your kid, you know, do what you want. But for myself, I did breastfeed Sophia, and I did vaccinate her. I still vaccinate her. If you want to know my opinion about more subjects, let me know. Put them down in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on my post notifications, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.